Well, salutations, kindred spirits, greetings, and welcome back to another weekly Wednesday magic lesson. And this one is by request, as I've had many students ask me to discuss the trick we're looking at today. Many of you will know it as the four robbers or the burglars trick. It's a classic trick that a lot of people do, and today my goal here is to teach you a way to do it better. We're going to take a look at a couple techniques that we haven't explored yet, techniques that will take your card magic to the next level, and we'll talk about those in a minute. Let's take a look at the trick in question. We're going to call this one Rising Crime. Alright, so sticking with tradition, we're going to use the four jacks to represent the four burglars or the four robbers in our story. We'll get to these guys in just a second. Now the deck itself will also represent a four-story, we'll make this a department store. The bottom floor has the safe, and that's where the first robber goes. The first burglar goes down to get the money, the cash. The second floor has the jewelry, and that's where the second burglar goes to get the goods there. The third floor has my favorites, all the collectible playing cards, and that's where the third jack goes to get those goods. The last jack stays on the top. He stays there as a lookout to call for his buddies if he sees the fuzz. If he sees the cops, he can just call all his friends up to make a quick getaway. That's my story. I'm stuck with it, and hey, I hope you liked it. Rising Crime. And that wonderful rendition of the four burglars or the robbers plot is indeed known as Rising Crime, as created by Daryl Martinez. Daryl, the magician's magician. I had the pleasure of learning this routine from his wonderful book, For Your Entertainment Pleasure. Vanishing Ink just republished this book. If you're interested, I'll leave some links in the description. In my opinion, everything Daryl has ever published is worth your study, and I recommend it now, so check out that link. But moving forward, we will discuss this trick. I'll show you the switch out, the Browie edition, which we haven't discussed on this channel yet, as well as Daryl's Rising Crime display, the Rising Crime display. This is something that has applications well beyond this trick moving forward. You'll want to keep this in your repertoire. And we'll also talk about the easy way to do this trick, so if you don't want to put in any work at all, you can get right to it. And yeah, let's get started with that now. Alright, let's talk about two ways to do this trick. First, the way that I see everybody do it, the old school easy peasy way to do it, which is just to preset the jacks with 3 extra cards on top of them. So you can show the jacks, but when you turn them down on top of the deck, there's going to be 3 cards on top of them. And maybe this is a good way to do it. Show the jacks in this condition. You say, here are the 4 robbers. The deck will be our department store. So you drop the jacks on top. The 3 extra cards are here. You say the first jack goes to the bottom floor where they keep the safe, the money. The second jack goes to get the jewelry on the second floor. The third one goes to get the collectible playing cards. And the last one stays on top to call for his friends. And well, there you go. That's the easy peasy method. It just works itself out when you start with 3 extra cards secretly hidden behind the jacks. But this is not the technique that I'm going to advocate. It will serve you well if you try to use it. It'll fool people, but we're here to make better magic, and we're going to do that today with Daryl's Rising Crime sequence in the Browie edition switch out. So to begin this, you'll put your 4 jacks, your burglars. You'll want them in alternating color, red, black, red, black. That'll become important later. And then you'll also want a secret finger break under the top 3 cards of the deck. As always, I advocate a pinky count to obtain this condition of secretly holding a little finger break under the top 3 cards of the deck. In performance, I did this, and I can easily advocate in jogging the 3rd card from the top. So just pull the 3rd card in jogged as you're displaying the deck. As you scoop up the deck and turn it over, you can just lift up there on that in jog very lightly to obtain your break under 3 cards. Or maybe this, maybe you just casually spread and close up. However you do it, you need to get a secret separation right at your pinky with 3 cards. Now continuing, we pick up the jacks using 1 jack to scoop up the other ones remaining in the red, black order. They go atop of the deck, and then your right hand will lift everything above the break. This is 7 cards. It's the 4 jacks and the 3 cards hidden beneath it that lifts up those 7 as 4. And then your left thumb begins peeling these cards one at a time from this position to the top of the deck. As you peel them, the left side of the jack packet will flip the cards face down. This is the beginning action of what's known as the Bowie addition. It's a switch out technique, and we continue by taking the second jack and turning it over, peeling the third jack. Now as we turn this jack over, here's the secret business. We're going to drop all 4 cards here in this fashion atop the third card, and then just turn the top single card face down atop the deck. And what that means now is just the top card is the jack, and the next 3 are in different cards, followed by the 3 jacks. So one more time very quickly, just get a break under 3 cards, pick up the jacks in alternating sequence, pick up all 7 cards, and then as you peel the jacks onto the deck, turn them over. On the third one, drop all 4 cards atop, and then turn the last jack over. Now continuing, we're going to apparently take the top 4 jacks off, but we're actually going to take 5 cards. So here's what you do. You take 5 by counting 1, 2, 3, 4. As you count the 4, get a little break under the 5th card. I do this by pushing 1, 2, 3, just a little extra on the 5th one. So 4 jacks, and then you square atop the deck, but pick up 5 cards. So the audience thinks you're taking 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, but you come back and pick up that 5th card. And if you're following along, the position you're going to be in here is 1 packet with a black or a red jack on the top and the bottom, and then 3 indifferent cards in between them. And then atop the deck, you'll have the other 2 jacks. Continue by making your department store and moving the top portion furthermost to the right. That's the one with the extra jacks. You explain the bottom portion is the safe. Here's the jewelry. There's the whatever you want, collectible playing cards, and there's the roof. Now we're going to hold this in overhand shuffle grip or biddle grip as we prepare to execute a simple version of the rising crime display. And we're going to use that to show 4 jacks here, one at a time. And we do that by peeling first the top card into our left hand, then the second card, then the third card, and what that'll do is leave a double in your right hand. So this will be a double. It's a jack with an indifferent card behind it. You're going to briefly flash that jack, drop both the cards atop the pile in your left hand, gesture towards the safe, and then deal the top card, which everyone assumes to be a jack. It's actually an indifferent card. It goes onto the safe, and then you bury that by cutting the second floor atop that one. Now we're going to repeat this rising crime display just by peeling again the top card and then the second card. Now we have a double. Once again, we're going to flash quickly the face of that now black jack. They saw a red jack the first time. That's why they have to alternate. Deal just the top card now, which again is an indifferent card going onto the jewelry. Bury that one. One more time, we only have 2, so just peel the top card and then flash the double. That's the original red jack, but we're moving at a rapid pace and our audience won't catch that. You're holding the double in your left hand, which is briefly flashed and dropped on top. As you explain, he's the lookout and he calls for the cops, and there's the fuzz. All 4 of his buddies come to the top, they make their getaway, and that's Daryl's version of the rising robbers or the rising crime trick. Thank you, Daryl Martinez. Okay, well now you got a couple of ways to handle this thing. The old school, easy peasy way, and then our preferred method, Daryl's rising crime with the Bowie switch out, the Bowie edition, and the rising crime display. You know, even if you don't do this trick, both of those techniques will serve you well moving forward, and they're worth your time and attention. And speaking of time and attention, let me thank you for yours. I do appreciate it every time you show up. And hey, that's going to be a wrap for now. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.